Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing? Hope you've all had a lovely week. A bit of a quieter week this week, which I think was probably a good thing after last week. Howard was a little bit rambunctious, and then this week things are a little bit quieter, but we do have some third party news. So I did do a little bit of scouring around to find some figure announcements that we can talk about as well. The new Captain America movies come out, of course, and believe it or not, I've already seen it. I saw it on Wednesday night here in Australia. So I won't talk about the movie or spoilers. I'm not that person. Because I don't know, I even feel like saying if you liked it or didn't like it can be a bit of a spoiler, but it's out in cinemas and um, it's there. It's some content. So happy Friday. Already got some comments in the chat, which is super exciting. I always, whenever you go live, there's that nervousness. Is there going to be anybody there? So to come in and find a bunch of messages is very cool. So on the show, we've got the newsy news, of course. But I'm also going to draw the winner of my first giveaway, my 2,500 subscriber giveaway. So we're going to do an old-fashioned duck race. So hopefully I can get all that to work on the stream because I've never done such a thing before. So hopefully that goes pretty seamlessly. And then I'll draw the winner, and then that person just needs to get in touch with me. I'll give you a week to do so. I think I've said before, I wanted to make the competition really accessible to people, and I know so many people are in different time zones and watch replays, so I didn't want it to be the kind of thing where you had to be live in the chat because I didn't want to disadvantage anyone. So we'll also do the duck race probably at the end of the stream to give away the pins, and I'm really excited to send those off somewhere in the world. Who knows where? I don't know. I'm really excited to see who gets it. But let's talk to the chat. Let's see who's here with me on a Friday evening. Carlos the first, of course, my hype man. Good morning, Helen and chat. Spidey looks phenomenal. It does. And I may pull the trigger. As always, sending a big hello from a 48-degree Fahrenheit, New Jersey. I hope you're all well. Wow, that's still cold. We had a much cooler week in Western Australia this week where I am. And I was appreciative of it because February is normally stinking hot, but I want to say it was probably on average about 10 degrees cooler than what we typically would have, and I was very appreciative for that. Carlos, lastly, who's seen or is going to see Captain America? I have my tickets for this Tuesday. Looking forward to the movie. Okay, we'll catch the replay later. Yeah, I'm keen to know who's seen it. As I say, no spoilers. We'll try to keep things spoiler free because time zones, whatnot, and I appreciate that some people probably can't get to the cinema until the weekend. And as I said, I don't like to be that person who spoils stuff. But can I say, because I'm not the kind of person that watches trailers. It's a long story that I've said on this stream, so I won't bore you with. But my one exception is when I'm at the movies, right? They play trailers. I'm not going to walk out of the cinema. So that was my first look at the Thunderbolts trailer. And I liked what I saw. So I'm also looking forward to the Thunderbolts later in the year. So fingers crossed, that is awesome. We have Toy Collector. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you. The Broke Collector, my founding channel member. Happy Valentine's Day, friends around the world. Of course, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'm spending it here with you guys because what was my other choice? Hanging out with Miss Allison. No, thank you. I decided to stream because I don't want to hear about the big bloody beautiful dewbacks and the porcelain troopers and all that. Like, Howie Claus's love letter to me was a week without Star Wars, so I didn't want to cop it from Miss Allison. So I'm here streaming with you guys instead. Tiny Art Guy, happy Friday afternoon, all from a sunny afternoon near Stonehenge. Oh, that's cool. I went to Stonehenge. When was it? Goodness. Maybe 2009. Long time ago. Have not been into Europe in a while, but yes, Stonehenge was cool. Hope you're having a good day, Tiny Art Guy. Gilbert's here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Gilbert. Hope you're doing well. Valkyrie is here as well. Good morning, guys. Good evening, Helen. Good morning to you. And good afternoon and good evening. We'll cover everyone off as we like to do here. Renz is here. Good evening, Helen. Good morning, chat. How you doing, Renz? I'm on Renz's list, so he sends me so many announcements, which is super handy. So Renz, appreciate you, thank you. Um, AJ's here as well, channel member. Greetings, friends. Hope all is well. Oh, I'm well. I hope you are too, AJ. And happy Valentine's Day to you and Miss Ashley. You guys, I hope you guys are going to do something fun to celebrate. I'm a little quiet. Okay. Do you know, I, so I feel like I get very loud during the stream and I push the microphone away a little bit. So I've now pushed it closer. So tell me if that's better. Because I feel like I sometimes like I pop on certain letters that I say, and I was like, oh, that sounds really bad, and I don't have I should probably get like a mic sock or something. So I thought I would try pushing the microphone a bit further away so it wasn't the mic pop. Is this better now? I have moved it a bit closer to myself. I can also, I think, increase the gain on the microphone. Look at me sounding technical. Let me know if that's better or not, because as I said, I was trying to not have all the popping sounds, which I feel like as the stream goes on, I somehow get louder and I feel like I pop more. But you guys may not care about that. So if you don't tell me, as I said, I just get a bit self-conscious about it. And I'm trying to make the streams 1% better every time. So that was my attempt to make this stream 1% better. But apparently I'm now quiet. So, but that could also be me. I'm a little bit tired. So maybe I can also talk a bit louder. But then I might start popping. So I'm sorry if it annoys people. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I really am. Anthony Stanfield, Helen the romantic with the Valentine's stream. No, I kind of feel like it's the opposite. Helen is not a romantic, so hence she's streaming on Valentine's Day. I did debate, do I, don't I? I'm here, right? So I don't know what week in a row this is. I feel like I'm in double digits for like consecutive weeks of streaming. So I'm pretty much saying that I own this time slot now. This is my time slot for streaming. No one can take it away from me now. We had 25 degrees the last 2 weeks in Seattle. Oh, is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because 25 degrees Celsius is just a lovely day in my mind. Hello from 3 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicago, King Dingaling. That is cold. Shiny JazzInc doing Poison Ivy from the best Batman film. It's amazing. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Because at one point I thought we were going to have no news. So I did go through the latest JazzInc video and I've picked out a couple of things to talk about. So we'll talk about some of those JazzInc announcements. And of course I had the Poison Ivy image in the thumbnail. I'm not sure if the images they showed in Yost's video is the actual prototype they're working on, whether they're things that, like particularly they showed a head sculpt that looked quite developed. I don't know if that's something Sean Dabbs has done in the past, whether that's their version. But yeah, very exciting to hear that they're getting more and more approvals. But I have some feelings about some JazzInc stuff. I normally have feelings about stuff, but we'll talk about it. Seen it Wednesday morning. I enjoyed it. I'm assuming that's Captain America. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Turned my volume up. That's better. Oh, good. Is it okay for everyone else? Because as I say, I get so self-conscious about the mic. And I also feel like I kind of knock the desk and that. I'm Greek. I talk with my hands. It's the way I am. I used to be very, and now I feel particularly because I'm on my own, I need to do something. Thanks, we'll be heading out to dinner tonight. Should be a great night. Lovely. I hope you two have a great night. I like how StreamYard are like get paid version to remove the duck. Like, why wouldn't you want a cool little picture of a duck in the corner of your screen? Yeah, look, it doesn't bother me. I'm sorry if it bothers some people. The pricing on StreamYard's kind of ridiculous, and when you also factor in like the exchange rate in Australia, like YouTube's a hobby for me. So to be honest, I'm kind of going, I get what I need out of the free package, and I've got my mate up there, so I'm actually not streaming alone. I feel like maybe we should give the StreamYard duck a name. And maybe I can put a little icon of the StreamYard duck on the thumbnail because I've got my logo, I've got a picture of Shuri, and maybe we can put the StreamYard duck as a co-host. But my other thing as well is like, no one needs to see my face in 4K. I do not need any of those other bells and whistles. I know some people use StreamYard to film their general video content, and fair enough, everyone's got their own way, but yeah, I'm just sticking with the free plan for now because it does what I need it to do. So, but yeah, what should we call the StreamYard duck? I feel like it needs a name. Let's give him a name, or her. Till he's 90. I don't know what that's about. Apologies. Mike's here. Hey everyone, go Birds. I know, go Birds. I hopped on the bandwagon at just the right time so I can bask in Super Bowl glory. And it was so funny because as I was coming home from work on Super Bowl, it was Monday for us, I did see someone wearing like a Travis Kelce jersey, and I was like, oh, that's a bit awkward and sucky for you. Oh, we couldn't have won the Super Bowl without your Australian support. I know, and the Aussie guy on the team, right? Like, I just jumped on the bandwagon at the right time. So you're welcome, Philadelphia. But no, I was happy because I know like Costa is a really big Birds fan, and I like my friends' teams to win, and I had no reason to like the other team. So an Aussie player, my friend's a fan. That was enough reason to me. So congratulations to the Eagles. We've got another Mike. Hello, Mike. How you doing? Call him Mallard Chan. It's not a no. Talia. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Talia. How you doing? Ms. Batwoman's here. Hi, Helen, and hi, everyone. Hi, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Thank you for joining me. Look at all these people joining me for my, yes, it's Valentine's Day, but as I said, stream or hang out with Miss Allison. I stand by my choice. So I have tried to collate some newsy news for us all, and do let me know if this mic is okay or too loud, because, as I said, it's one of the things I get a little bit self-conscious about. So let's talk about some newsy news. And there was a couple of third-party figures that I saw just before I came live that I thought I'd add to my presentation. And this was something a little bit different. So this is by Linbox. I absolutely do not know who Linbox are, but they are making, I don't know, chemistry set Toby. I don't know what you want to call this. So we've got Toby Maguire, and he comes with test tubes and goggles and all that kind of stuff. And I saw this announced on the Figure Station Facebook page. So Figure Station is a figure store in Hong Kong. They're in Richmond Shopping. I always forget if it's Arcade or Plaza, but they're in the Richmond Arcade. And they have multiple stores. They have a lot of figures. And I thought this was interesting that they are doing this Toby figure. The head sculpt is fuzzy. I don't know if that's a deliberate thing because likeness, and they, you know, we've noticed that with some third-party companies now that when they don't have likeness rights, they are blurring out the faces of the characters. Or is that because they're using another sculpt and they don't really want you to see the details? I'm not too sure. And so, as I said, I don't really know much about this company. I can't really speak to the quality of the figures. But I thought it was interesting that they were making this. And I know there's a lot of love for Toby and Spider-Man, so I just thought I would flag that this is coming. I'm assuming the usual places like 1/6 Kit and Giant Toy may list this. I'm not 100% sure, though, because I think Kit at times, and Giant Toy, to be honest, they can be a little bit wary if they're not too familiar with the company and they're not sure about the quality. Like, sometimes they don't list those figures, which I personally think is like a good thing. You know, if you're not sure about how good something's going to be, you don't want to deal with the fallout. Poor Kit's dealing with enough of people being upset that their packages are sitting in customs for like a couple of days. I don't know. I think when you live in Australia, you're just so patient about waiting for things. So I find it a little bit funny how upset some people are about some of these customs delays. Welcome to the world. But yeah, this is coming up, and I can't give you any more details than that right now. Oh, Deadpool's joke about Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine until he's 90. Yes, that was a very good one. He should be named Test Tubey Maguire. Yes, I like that too. Quan Harper, good morning, Helen and chat. Hello, Quan, how you doing? Happy Friday. Dark Knight Archives is here as well. Hi, Helen and everyone in the chat. Hello, how are you? Happy Friday. So yeah, we've got Third Party Tony, as I said, Figure Station in Hong Kong put this up on their Facebook page. I'm assuming he will be with other retailers soon enough. So this was interesting. So tonight, and thank you, Renz, for flicking me the link, SW Toys announced that they are making a Cassandra Nova figure from Deadpool and Wolverine. And you might remember in December, a company called Ad Toys, I'm not really familiar with Ad Toys, they announced their figure. And I do have a comparison that I'll show you guys, showing the head sculpt between the two, because they are quite different. So what I've done is I've put both head sculpts and the actress, and you guys can tell me which one you think is the more accurate one. So SW Toys, I think, as Ren's pointed out, has a really cool accessory with this Deadpool mask with the fingers. I think that is such a clever accessory, and it gives you a way to pose your Wolverine, your Deadpool, in a bit of a different, more interesting pose. This has rolling eyes, which is interesting. I think that's a new thing for SW Toys. But I will say, I haven't bought a lot of SW Toys, but I did buy their Grunge Carol Danvers, and it wasn't a perfect figure. It needed a bit of work, so the body they used had some really odd proportions, so I did have to do a body swap, and the head sculpt wasn't great, but then the image of the head sculpt and the prototype wasn't great, so I kind of knew that going in. But it's here. I don't know this, and I don't know if it's the lighting, but this might sound really bad. The eyes feel very like Barbie doll eyes to me. I'd love to know if you feel the same way about that. But for me, yeah, there's something about the eyes that look very toy-like. Quan Harper, happy Friday and happy Valentine's Day. Absolutely. Cousin Anthony. Hi, cousin. I'm finally able to follow live. I love that Deadpool mask with the figure. Yeah, I mean, I hope I've got the photo up there, because there was a really cool promo image that showed the Deadpool figure with the Cassandra Nova, and it looks really awesome. But it's so great to have you so early in the stream. Welcome. I'm gonna try to keep it to 2 hours today, cousin, but you know me, I can't be trusted with that promise. Egghead, well, and this is the interesting thing, the shape of the head sculpts between the two companies are very different, which I found was interesting to compare. So this is what you're getting the outfit, you're getting hands, and as I said, I think the Deadpool mask with the fingers is a very cool accessory. And here's the pose, as I mentioned, right in the middle. Like, that looks really cool. Having that figure, having the swap out mask for Deadpool, having him there like that, that's something unique you can have in your display. So I do really like that. Whoever thought up of that idea at SW Toys, well done. That's really cool. And here you can see the different looks you can have with her. You can have her with the trench coat. You can have her more with that sort of tank top look here. The outfit looks pretty nice to me. I think we're looking at some wires in the coat, which I also think is pretty cool. But yeah, the head sculpt, I'm not sure about that, and I don't think either of these companies has gotten the head sculpt quite right. But that accessory is very cool, and I think that accessory is also going to be pretty hard to find loose, because everybody's going to want to get that. So yeah, very clever addition. I haven't seen the film, so I can't comment on the likeness of Lady Humpty Dumpty. Oh, goodness. Oh, huge thanks for watching my tiny collection tour. I don't know who that comment is to, but yeah, Tiny Art Guy's done a collection tour on his channel, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, this is the Cassandra Nova, and then what I thought I would do is put this comparison. So I went and found the photo of the Ad Toys figure that was announced in December. I've got the SW Toys figure, and then I found a photo of the actress, and it was really hard because I wanted to find a photo where I felt like the head was at a similar angle, and it was difficult to find that. So this was kind of the best that I could do. Because I think with the Ad Toys one, I feel like the jaw is not the right shape. And then with the SW Toys one, I agree. I think maybe the forehead is a bit too big. And I don't know if that's just the angle of the way they've got the figure posed or what. But I think we can also see here, like, SW Toys is probably a little bit more accurate with the color of the jacket, the trench coat as well. But you've got a choice, which, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised people are making this, let alone that we've got two. So it's a nice dilemma to have two options of a character. And again, it's just that ability to build out that line, because I don't think Hot Toys is going to make her. Let's be honest. They've made so many announcements from that movie. Do I think they're going to do Cassandra Nova? Probably not. So you've got some options. But let me know, guys, if you're in the chat or if you're watching the replay, which one do you prefer likeness-wise? Do you think it's SW Toys or do you think it's Ad Toys? Because for me, looking at these, I think there's pros and cons to both. I'm not convinced that Ad Toys one has the right eye color, to be honest. I don't know if it's just lighting, but the eyes just don't look blue enough to me. Yeah, I think there's bits to like about both, but neither are a perfect sculpt. And it's third party, right? I think we kind of don't expect that. But did anybody see Mars Toys on their Instagram showed a Val Kilmer head sculpt? It looked very nice. So they're working on a Bruce Wayne, and I'm very excited about that. Oh, they're both bad. The SW Toys is closer. Yeah, I think it is closer, but as I said, I just based on my past experience, I don't know how they're going to go with the body, because the body they used for their Carol Danvers was way too big and just had incredibly long legs, and the body was just not proportionate in any way. But as I said, options are good. We have options. So if you do want this figure, the options are there for you to make that decision, whether that's SW Toys or Ad Toys. It's up to you. It's not one for me. I want Hot Toys to make a brown suit Wolverine. Yeah, I think people were hoping that would come from the movie and Hulk and all this other stuff, but I don't know. They've done quite a few Wolverines through Hono. You've got 2 Wolverines from the movie. I don't know, but I mean, convention exclusive. Never say never, right? SW Toys looks more like her, but Ad Toys seems better executed. Yeah, I can see your point there. I feel like there's probably a little bit more detail in the Ad Toys sculpt. But yeah, I think that SW Toys, like, as I said, for me, the eyes feel a little bit too doll-like. But I think the color is probably a little bit more accurate. I'd choose the SW Toys because of the Deadpool accessory. Yeah, I think that mask is just such a clever accessory. And that was such a creepy thing in the movie, the way she would do that. So I think to find a way to represent that in figure form, I think is so clever. I can picture there being people who got the Ad Toys one that have a little bit of FOMO for this one, because that accessory is awesome. Figures and Fandom, good morning, everyone. Good evening from Australia. How you doing? Hope you're having a lovely day. Hot Toys do a lot more heroes and villains. It's a pain because I always want the bad guys to pair with them. Yeah, I hear you, Anthony. I think that's something that we're seeing a lot of. And I'll be honest, even with the new Captain America movie, my mind goes to what other figures do I think they might make. And there's a part of me that wouldn't be surprised if they just make the Sam figure. Like we've seen that with like Black Panther 2. They just made Shuri. We're not getting a lot of, it's like some of these lines we're not getting a lot of characters from. And then, yeah, villains. And it's a shame because I think if you're building out a collection, you want that, right? You want heroes and villains. And I think with the exception of like Joker and Loki, and I mean, I can't talk to the Star Wars, and yes, they've probably made many Darth Vaders. You don't get a lot of villains. Don't get a lot of villains. Which is a pity. And I think some of the villains they've made, like, is it the Shatari soldiers? Probably weren't the best choice to make. But yeah, I don't mind a good villain. Definitely SW Toys has the better likeness, no question. That's fair enough. Got a few people talking in the chat. Hot Toys gonna do a version of Cassandra Nova. Look how deep they went into Ahsoka. Yeah, but I mean, Star Wars is their biggest line of everything, which I didn't realize till I went to Secret Base. So yeah, they've already gone deeper into that Wolverine line than I expected. I did not think we were going to get Human Torch. Like, I thought that was going to be like a third-party delight, that all the third-party companies would be tripping over themselves to make the Human Torch. So the fact that they did that and that they're churning out members of the Resistance, I think Hot Toys has done a pretty good job to Marvel fans with that one. So that's Cassandra Nova. As I said, we'll see how it looks when it comes out, and I'll be interesting to see if people have any thoughts about this. If you're watching the replay, let me know. And Hot Toys, only one announcement for the week, and it was from Squid Games 2, which I know you're all shocked, have not seen, would like to see one day, but time is my enemy like most things. It did seem like there was a bit of excitement for this figure. But it's interesting because I think I was talking to Renz and he was saying to me that he has quite a few friends that like the show, watch the show, but they're not collectors. So I think I will be interested to see what the reception is for this figure. Is this one that sells out quickly? Is it one that hangs around in stock and gets discounted? It's always, sometimes with new IPs, you never really know how it's going to go. But we say do more than Marvel, Star Wars, and DC. And hats off to Hot Toys for doing that. And I think what's really interesting for me with this one, and we mentioned this last week with the Kamen Riders figures, this comes with the USB light-up accessory. So I'm sitting here, Howard. It's Valentine's Day. I love you. I want you to love me back. Let's make everything that's light up USB. No more button cell batteries in 2025. Let's be done with them. Let's lift the standard. Yeah, but then people complain they went too deep in Ahsoka and they had to purchase 20 figures. That's true. And I know Joao has talked about like some of those figures haven't even come out and the prices are dropping in China. So I'll be interested to see if that line, how many are discounted, because like on the Pop Culture website, they have the Space Hogger sale. And I feel like when I filter that by Hot Toys, so many of those figures are Star Wars. So I'm not sure how deep people in general are going into that line. So we'll see. He has seamless ankles, it looks like. Either that or they're non-articulated. Maybe. I have no idea who this is. I'm aware of the show, but I don't really like seafood, lol. I don't know if that's an inside joke or not, but this figure looks amazing, but it's not for me. Yeah, I think I'm probably in that camp with a lot of things. Like, its head sculpt looks really detailed and realistic. I think the outfit lends itself really nice to a figure form being a tracksuit. I love that base. I've said it. I feel like I say it all the time. Like, I love a modular base. This has some USB light up to it. It's got a bunch of accessories. Like, it looks really cool, but I have not yet seen Squid Games. And I know for me, I don't have room to start new lines. So if I was going to start something new, I don't think it would be this. Xiao Xiao. Hello, Helen. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm good, thanks. Hope you are too. Happy Friday. Bobby Dillon, damn notifications. Happy Valentine's Day, my fellow collectors. Hey, Bobby, happy Friday. Glad you could make it. That's why I'm not a stand-up comedian, Helen. Well, neither am I. I'm just a random woman in Australia with a YouTube channel who doesn't watch a lot of things. But Bob, I think you've seen Squid Games. What do you think about this figure? Good likeness? Are you thinking of getting it? Are you going to start this line? Because I feel like when I was in Hong Kong, I saw quite a few loose figures, which I feel like were a red tracksuit that I think might have been from Squid Games because they had that kind of helmet or mask with shapes on them. I know that's a really great and detailed description for people to go off. But let me know, like, people in the chat have, if you've watched Squid Games, are you interested in figures from the show? Because I guess I'm the kind of person as well, and I think I've referenced this in the past with something like Harry Potter, like enjoyed that, read books, watched movies, don't feel like I need the figures. So I'd be keen to know for people who have watched the show, and I know a lot of people who watch the show love the show, is it the kind of show you actually feel like you want representation in figure form? Like, I'm always, even if something's not for me, I'm always keen to know how people feel about different figures that are announced. I love Squid Games, and this looks like a great figure. Likeness is on point. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate your thoughts. Bobby, it's amazing and already pre-ordered. You can get him rooted for a Master Soul or a Season 1 look. Bobby's probably got 3 on pre-order because he's going to root 1, and then 1's probably going to be used for a kit bash of some other character this actor has done. If I know Bobby, that'll be true. Figures and fandom. This one is not for me, but I can appreciate how cool it is. I hope this also means more collaborations with shows, movies from Netflix. I need a Tyler Rake from Extraction. Yeah, I think a few people would like that figure. But I'm a bit the same, because even with the Marvel shows on Netflix, and I know we're going back to Marvel, like, I absolutely loved, like, Jessica Jones, and I know it's a woman in civilian clothing, but if they did the Defenders, I would have bought them. Like, I have a Defenders shelf, and it's all third-party figures. And if Hot Toys had done that, I would have been down. So I think there's been some cool stuff on Netflix that hasn't been tackled, which is a shame. Helen is definitely getting this for her Acolyte collection. Yeah, I love the Acolyte. There's a photo of me floating around on the internet holding a lightsaber from the Acolyte, because that's how much I love it. I love it so much. The hacky sack pose, I can say, is definitely unique. Yeah, I did wonder if that was a hacky sack, because I was like, what is that? Is that like a pom-pom? Is it a hacky sack? But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing with this kind of outfit, right? Like, this kind of material is going to lend itself to some really dynamic posing, which I know Cousin Anthony will be a fan of. Speaking of Cousin Anthony, love Squid Games. Figure looks really good. Old me would have pre-ordered instantly. New me with space problems thinks this probably won't replace another figure that's already on display. Yeah, that's fair enough. And that's what I think is interesting. Like, as big as the show is it going to sell? Here we go. Seamless ankles, amazing innovation. Anthony, you need this. See, Bob's trying to talk me into the clear armory, and I think he's going to succeed, which upsets me. Because I feel like I am going to use that with Bane. So be careful, Cousin Anthony. Bobby's going to charm you into buying stuff. I guess that's the character name? Home Sang-yeon from Squid Game? I don't know. I hope I said that correctly. So this guy's coming. It was our only Hot Toys pre-order announcement from the week. And as I mentioned, like, comes with some cool stuff. You can see there's a bunch of accessories here, modular base, and then USB light up. So please, can we make USB light up the new standard? The Cayman Riders had USB light ups and real leather for the figures, the vehicles, whatnot. No more button cell batteries would be great. So I hope that going forward this year, anything that light up is going to be USB. They may have hidden the joint inside the slipper. Hard to know. Oh, possibly. Don't tempt me, Bobby. I usually don't need much nudging. Oh, you're an influencer, Bobby Dylan. You influence me all the time. Now you're trying to influence cousin Anthony. Goodness me, goodness me. So this is our Squid Games guy. I can't really say much more on him, so why don't we move on to our One Hot Toys release. And my goodness, because this is the photo that came up on my newsfeed and it was very impactful. I think this looks sweet. So this is the Superior Suit Spider-Man. If I'm correct, this is from a video game. And I have to be honest, I do love the red and black look for Spider-Man. I know that red and blue is probably a little bit more classic, but I've always liked the red and black combo, and I think this just looks brilliant. And some of the poses in the blogger photos were very eye-catching. I'm on the fence about Spider-Man figures. I don't have any, and I don't have room for new lines, but I see things like this and I'm like, this is cool. I really like the look of this. Bobby, all it takes is a little push. Well, you're giving me more than a push for that armory, mate, let me tell you. Would be nice if they made Yong-hee the giant girl to go with him. I'm all in. I'm assuming that's about Squid Games. Spidey looks incredible. Great blogger pics for a change. Yeah, the blogger pics were great, and I think maybe this is controversial, maybe because there wasn't a head sculpt. And I think the head sculpts become such a divisive thing with the blogger photos, and I've talked about that at length. So I think with a figure like this, where it is just a masked figure, I think that's not something that became this huge talking point. I think people were more talking about whether it was something they felt they needed or not. But I personally, as I said, I saw this in my timeline and I was like, I have to look at all these photos. It looks really nice. And in particular, this photo on the far right, where you've got Spidey crouching, but you've got, I'm just going to call them the arms, kind of holding him up, that illusion. That looks so cool. Like that pose on the right, I absolutely love. Like I think you could do some awesome things with this figure. Look at this. The Spidey looks the best of all the others that have been announced, in my opinion. They just need to give us the tombstone. Oh, do you not get the tombstone? Because I saw one of the blogger photos had a tombstone. And I wasn't sure if that was just creative license or whether it came with it. Because I've noticed some of the bloggers are getting a little bit more into like backgrounds of things like that. So yeah, okay. Is that not something that is coming with the figure, I wonder? On pre-order, excited, having seen some early reviews on YouTube. Yeah, Figure Hideout had a pretty early unboxing video, and again, like, just looked so good. I thought it looked really great. Is this an alternate DLC costume, or is it canonically from the game? I don't want to spoil myself. I got no idea. I'm the wrong person to ask, because I have not played this video game, so apologies. Maybe someone in the chat can give us the 411. I have this pre-ordered and I'm really looking forward to receiving it. Yeah, looks fantastic. I really love the look of this. Isn't this from the comic and Doc Ock inside? Have no idea. I thought this was from the video game line. Is it not? Helen spills the tea. Hot Toy make it great when there's no head sculpt. I think I said the blogger photos are better when there's no head sculpt. Unless I'm Delulu. I don't know. Cousin, you're tempted by a video game Spider-Man figure. What's next? Are you going deep into Star Wars? Look, Miss Allison's got enough Star Wars for the both of us. But this looks cool. And as I said, I really like the red and black combo. And I have to say, I think just because recency bias of having been in Hong Kong and seeing all the Spider-Man figures and how good they are, I think when you see something in person, and particularly like the Iron Spider looks freaking awesome. Like I love that look, and this has that element of, you know, the arms like the Iron Spider, but it's a red and black suit. And sometimes I think the benefit of like the video game or the comic characters is that they're not attached to an actor, because this might be an unpopular opinion or a hot take. Tom Holland, not my favorite Spider-Man. Like I know a lot of people love him, but not my favorite. So I don't know, like, would I buy this? I don't really know that I would, but I think it looks super cool and it ticks a lot of boxes in my mind. So I don't know. I don't have room for new lines, so it's all academic at this stage. Blue Tattoo here. Hey everyone. Hey Blue, how you doing? I can't wait to get this guy. Yeah, a lot of people are excited from this. He's from the comic. Oh, really? I thought he was a video game figure. I could well be wrong. But here he is with his mechanical arms. They probably have a technical name that I do not know, so apologies if that upsets you. And here he is without the arms. And as I said, I really like this suit. I like the black and red combo. I even love that the eyes are, the sort of eyepiece lenses are black instead of the traditional sort of white or grey. The little red touches around the boots are really cool. I just think it's just a very visually interesting suit. I really like the look of this. This Spidey should be one to have on the legs to display because he's Doc Ock and Spidey's body. Oh, okay. I know space can be an issue, but make it work, people. Well, this is my thing, Mike. Like, if I go back, that photo on the right, that won't take up that much space. Like, a little bit of extra vertical height, perhaps, but you look at where the mechanical arms are, they are very close to the base. And I think that pose is just so cool. Of all the poses I saw, that was probably my favorite. And will it potentially destroy the suit? Maybe. Possibly. Some people reckon that the Spider-Man suits are a little bit better at healing themselves as they did in the past. But I know for me, if I had a suit with material like this, I'd probably feel a little bit nervous about leaving it in that pose long term. But I think even the pose in the middle looks lovely as well. I think that would probably definitely destroy the suit though. The one at the end, I don't know, maybe that has a little bit more chance of not killing the suit. Toby the Goat, yeah, he's to me too. Toby's my favorite Spider-Man. This is freaking awesome. 100% agreed. That's absolutely true, Helen. Space problem solved. Yeah, I think so. Because I think if you were doing something like the pose on the left, absolutely, that takes up a lot of space. But that one on the far right, that's not taking up much space at all. 26 likes and 41 watching. Hit the like button, everyone. Thank you, Dark Knight Archives. I appreciate it. I'm still happy with 26 likes, but if the other 15 people would like to drop a like, that'd be great, because as I say, it's free. For keeping you company on my Friday night here in Australia. It's Valentine's Day. Show a bit of love. I was going to say for your favourite Australian streamer, but I'm probably not, so that's okay. I'm not offended. But Spidey looks great. And as I said, the only release from Hot Toys this week. So it will be interesting. Will we, because I think we've come to expect Chinese New Year, it's going to be a 2 or 3 week block with not much. And last week we had quite a bit. This week was a quieter week. So next week, I don't know. Only time can tell how he clauses up to. So, oh, here we go. Sorry, one more Spider-Man comment. Let me go back. I've decided to pose the ever-living crap out of my Spider-Man figures. These are expensive and we only live once. Yeah, that's fair enough too. Like, I know some collectors get 2 and they pose the crap out of one and they keep the other one pristine. And if Spidey is your favorite character, I get it. And it's funny because there's a part of me that is like that, going, should I just do that and worry about it later? I don't know. But yeah, I think that's probably a nice philosophy to have, because I feel like the 2 figures I've had that have fallen apart, like the Winter Soldier and the Bane coat of my original Bane, I didn't really do much with them. So when they did fall apart, I felt like, oh man, I'd been so careful with these and they still were damaged. So maybe I should have gone a little bit more nuts with them. And then I would have been like, oh, well, at least I enjoyed them while I had them. So maybe. 6:48 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Well, it's 10:47 p.m. here in Western Australia. So what's that? I think typically we have about a 15-hour time difference, but maybe it's a little bit more now because of the daylight savings change over there. I don't know. I'm going to have a little bit of water and then we're going to talk about JazzInc. So last week while I was streaming, JazzInc dropped a video and they talked about a lot of things. I'm not going to cover all the things because some of it was things like bat computers and 66 bat caves and things like that. So I just wanted to talk about the figures from that 89 to 97 line, which I'm invested in, I'm interested in. I have the Catwoman on pre-order. I've mentioned that before. But we saw some more updated images of this penguin head sculpt. So it was good to see how that's sort of coming along. They also talked about the Catwoman figures. So from what Yost was saying, he said they were up to either version 9 or 10 of the custom body. So that's quite interesting. And then later on when he talked about, I think it was the body about the animated Batman, he did say they were then doing semi-custom body and that the custom bodies, I'm paraphrasing here, were maybe, I got the impression reading between the lines, maybe there's a little bit more to them than they had expected. So with the Catwoman, they had committed to that, but it will be interesting to see going forward. Is it always fully custom bodies? Is it just when necessity requires it? When necessity requires it? Use your words. Because with that Catwoman suit, of course, seamless is the way to go, so it's not going to bunch. With the Penguin, a little bit of a different story. So we had a little bit of look at the head sculpt of Oswald. And I think, if I'm honest, the thing that really surprised me about the Penguin update was Yost saying that he expects pre-orders to go up in April. And I'd love to know your guys' thoughts, because for me, like, I've PO'd that Catwoman. I've said before, I'm a little bit nervous about it, and I'm not sure if I've made a good decision or a bad decision. Future Helen can only answer that question. I would have liked to have seen more of the progress of the final production Catwoman or some kind of completed figure before more figure POs were going up. Because these JazzInc figures are not cheap. And I think we're increasingly seeing the price of figures is going up and up. And for a company that is largely new to figures, all we've got is the Vulture figure, which I think people have said didn't really articulate, didn't really have a head sculpt. So for me, to drop another PO when I haven't even seen what the final Catwoman's going to look like or seen a production sample, I'm not going to lie, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel a little bit like, am I willing to put down another NRD when there's nothing? I don't know. Am I the only one who feels this way? Like, I'd love to know, because even there's a part of me with the Catwoman that's like, should I have just gotten the clean standard edition, not the DX, because there's all these extra head sculpts. Do I really need them? What am I going to do with them? I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about it to have another PO so soon, because it was only, I think it was in November that the PO for Catwoman closed. And we've not seen as much of the Penguin as we have, I feel, or had seen of Catwoman before those POs went up. And even then, everything that we saw was not final. Like, they're still working out fabrics and bodies and whatnot. So, like, I've put down a PO in good faith, but as I say, figures, it's a new area for them. Catwoman's a very ambitious figure. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to put down another deposit so soon. I don't know. I'm all for the 2-pack Penguin, Mayor, and Sewer versions. Can't wait. Yeah, Anthony, I think the Mayor one's more my preferred look. But even then, some of the accessories, like, do I really need a big umbrella stand with 9 umbrellas that all articulate? I don't know. I don't know that I need some of this stuff that's get added to these JazzInc releases. This is not a bad penguin sculpt, I will admit. No, I think it looks really nice. Like I think it looks nice, but then this is hand painted by, I'm pretty sure it's Viola. Like this isn't what we're getting. So this is my whole thing. Like even with Catwoman, like so many of us have put down deposits, and all we've seen is the stuff that Viola and Sean Dabbs have done. Like we've not seen anything that's come out of the factory. So to not see anything that's come out of the factory, even as far as the Catwoman, and then potentially in 2 months' time, and I feel like as well, like, and this is not a criticism, this is a fact. A lot of times the POs go up a little bit later than what Yost said. So maybe it won't be, because he said March, April, but then he said a lot of other things were going up for PO in March, April. So maybe this will come later. I just would have liked to have seen more of their figure development before I was expected to drop another pre-order, potentially. I was really hoping for a Michelle Pfeiffer figure from Hot Toys. But being in the Ant-Man franchise, I'm not surprised she hasn't come in yet. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, there's such a rumor mill around Hot Toys, and they're going to make them, and they did the Bat Missile, and what does that all mean? I don't know. And I'm like, is Hot Toys just waiting to see what JazzInc does? Like a bit of an in-art situation, and then are they going to come out and try to gazump it with their own artisan versions? Are they not doing them at all? Like, we don't know, because I feel like if Hot Toys had given me any indication they were doing these, I don't know that I would have pre-ordered that Catwoman. That's my honest truth. Aaron, I do trust Yost based on the vehicles, and I do have the Vulture figure, but your point is well taken. It's still a risk for everyone, but I'm going by Yost demonstrated integrity. Look, and I mean, this, like, I've never bought from JazzInc. Like, I've been really clear. I'm more an observer of their business. Everyone has always said Yost has dealt with issues. So, and I think as well, I really commend him for going on streams and being willing to answer questions and hard questions. And I think give him a lot of brownie points for that. But I mean, the vehicles still come out with some problems. Like, there's still some issues there. And I still feel like I'd feel a little bit more comfortable if Yost was in China doing some of this QC, because when you hear members from the team in the Netherlands were there when some of these first batch influencer batch reviewer batch, whatever you want to call them, Batmobiles came out, and so many of them were problematic, I feel like it's his baby and no one's gonna know the details or have a higher standard for how things should be than Yost. And Joao has kind of talked about the way QC is in China, and Joao has manufacturing experience, and their standards are not as high as someone else's standards. They will pass off things because they're like, oh, it's a small scratch, it doesn't matter. Whereas for something like a collectible, no, a small scratch does matter. So, yeah. As I said, it's all very new for me, and I'm just not sure how I'm feeling at the moment. Xiao, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to buy any figures from JazzInc until I can actually see some reviews on them. Don't feel alone. That's the same way I feel. Yeah, I think a few people feel that way as well. I don't think I'm alone, but I feel like, and this is not to be arrogant or throw anyone under a bus, I feel like some people just don't want to say that on a stream. Like, I feel like some people just don't want to question it and be doubtful, like, oh, Yost is amazing, it's going to be brilliant. And you know what? I feel like this approach, it's either going to be all these figures are announced and released and they're amazing and they really make a name for themselves, or they rush out a lot of these figures, there's problems, and it's going to be a bit of an issue. Like, it could go either way. And I mean, I think everyone is hoping it's the former, and that they're all amazing, and we're going, these figures are great, and isn't it amazing that we've got JazzInc and they're willing to do some of these figures that no one else was willing to touch. But we don't know. We're in limbo, and that's not a place I like to be. People felt the same about J&D Silicon with Bruce Wayne PO went up, and they hadn't released Joker yet. I guess J&D have a little bit more history though. I mean, That Bruce Wayne PO did not sell out as quickly as that Joker one. Like the Joker sold out quickly, and that Bruce Wayne, they had to make modifications to get people to buy that. So it is what it is. Into the mayor one more myself. Yeah, me too. I think I much prefer the mayor look than the sewer look. Gilbert, I feel you now. You make me worry, but it's their first official license. So if it doesn't turn out great, the collectors stop Dopo then. Look, I don't want to make anyone worry. Like, you know, and as I say, I've not bought anything from JazzInc. So I know there's people who've bought from them that feel very confident. I have not bought from them. And as I say, like, their history's predominantly been in vehicles. And I think figures and figures with rooted hair and very intricate accessories, that's a whole other ball game. It's a whole other ball game. This looks pretty good, but I'll wait for Hot Toys to give us a Catwoman and a Penguin if they ever do. I've been waiting years for Hot Toys to give us the two characters from Batman Returns. I think a lot of people have been. I think so many people have been like, why have they not made these figures? I'd love to know why they haven't made them. Tell me, Howie. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah. Technically, anytime you see a prototype from Hot Toys, it's been sculpted and hand painted too. But I get you want to see who they are going to for production, painting, and sculpting. That's true, Jordan. I think the difference with Hot Toys is, like, there's the run on the boards. So I think when you see a Hot Toys prototype, you largely know what you're getting. Like, I think we'll all admit, like, when you see the head sculpt photos that JC Hung posts, we know, okay, there's probably going to be maybe a 5 to 10% drop off in detail on the head sculpt, but I feel largely confident in what I'm getting. I don't know what I'm getting with JazzInc, and they are asking a lot of money for these figures, so... But there's an actual finished product, and even what we saw of the Catwoman, that wasn't the actual material. It wasn't the actual body. They're still working on all that stuff. So I don't know what the actual thing's going to be. Even if Hot Toys do a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, at some point I worry it'll be exactly like the Winter Soldier debacle, and possibly I could miss out. Oh, and possibility to miss out will be high, but I'm still hopeful. Are they going to do it though? And this is the thing, when they did the Bat Missile, I was so going, surely you're all in if you're doing the Bat Missile, but this is where I'd love to be a fly on the wall. Like, are they doing it? And if they are, why are they waiting? Are they waiting to see what JazzInc does and how well they do it to then try to one-up them? Because... I don't know. I'm trying to work out what their strategy is, and I'll probably do my head in trying to figure it out. I got to get everything in this Penguin pack. He looks fantastic. The accessories are great. There's a lot of accessories, though, that I don't know that I need them all. So this was just Yost was talking a little bit about the body and how they're working on that. So I can't remember if he said fully custom or semi-custom, but it will not be seamless, which it doesn't need to be given the nature of the suit, so fair enough. So I think this was just him showing sort of what a standard body looks like, and then there'll be some padding to get the Penguin to the right shape. I purchased the 66 Batmobile from Yost, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, a lot of people that have their stuff like them. Like, I'm definitely not saying it's a car crash. I'm just saying it's still a business whose manufacturing side is evolving. And I'm not sure how I feel about some of this stuff. So far, so good when ordering from JazzInc, waiting on the 89 Batmobile. I think Hot Toys likes to steal third-party companies' thunder by waiting for their announcement for saying, hey, look over here. Look, they have done that. I mean, JazzInc is licensed, though. Yeah, but I mean, it's funny though, because when Mars Toys started doing all those 66 figures, I mean, Hot Toys showed us the Cesar Romero Joker how many years ago? They showed us the 66 Batmobile how many years ago? And they never went there, so... as much as I think we'd like them to do it all, I think there's going to be times where they don't. So I'm not quite. I just can't. I don't know that anybody can predict what they're going to do. Um, do you think Hot Toys will make a Falcon, Red Hulk, and Sidewinder figure? Just join. Sorry if it's a repeat question. Hello, Reed. Look, I have seen the movie. I didn't want to talk much about it, but I did say earlier that it wouldn't surprise me if the only figure we get from this movie is Captain America. When I walked out of the cinema, that was my genuine, because I always, watch a movie and then I'm like, oh, what figures do I think would be cool? What do I think Hot Toys is going to make? I genuinely could see there being a world where they just make Sam. I feel like if they make Red Hulk, it'll purely be because they want a 2.0 banner and they can reuse the body. That's my honest opinion. And I don't want to go into the movies and spoilers because I'm very mindful some people aren't able to get to the cinema till the weekend and I don't want to wreck the movie for anyone. But that is my personal opinion. We'll see. Oh, oof, I didn't need to see that much of Penguin's body. Oh, sorry, I'll change the slide. Sorry. Lol. So the big news of Yo's stream was the fact that he announced he has not only Uma Thurman's permission to make Poison Ivy, he also has Arnold Schwarzenegger's approval to do Mr. Freeze. And that's pretty big news. If I'm remembering correctly, he does want to do the mechanical suit for Mr. Freeze. So again, very ambitious with the figure they want to make. And I think the figure I can think of most recently that was that mechanical version of Mr. Freeze wasn't great. So did a pretty great job of Lounge Mr. Freeze. But this is another thing where I'm like, man, they're getting some big approvals here. And I'm going to be very tempted by both of these. So I want these figures to be good. I want them to be good, but I do have some hesitation. Thank you. You're welcome. As I said, my 2 cents, which is probably worth not 2 cents, but that's just what that was just my feeling coming out of the cinema. I've been waiting for Poison Ivy. Yeah, I think a lot of people have wanted Uma Thurman Poison Ivy. We're getting a license on, which is pretty cool. So Yoast had some images on the screen, and what we don't know is this was what was submitted for the licensing approval, or are these perhaps some previous works that Sean Dabbs has done? Because I know with the Catwoman, there was quite a few images that were showing because Sean Dabbs has done that sculpt a few times. So some of the pictures were previously work. So all of these images had design in development pending licensor approval. So it's a work in progress, and here's some very early looks at the sculpt. And I'll be honest, even I like sculpted hair, so I saw this and I was like, oh, might there be sculpted hair? I doubt it. But then we saw this head sculpt, which again, I'm not sure if this is a prototype that they've developed and had painted to send off to Warner Brothers, or if this is a past work. So this is all the stuff that's still to be determined, but I think there's a lot of us that are really excited to get this. Another one that people have liked the character and no one has tackled it. So I think, from a business perspective, I think Yoast has made some really good decisions about the characters that he's making. Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, the Penguin, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze. And these are all going to complement Hot Toys figures that they're making, and he has said that a few times, that he's happy for Hot Toys to make the Batman figures and he'll fill in the gaps of what they don't want to make. I think that's very noble. I don't think Howard's ever going to come to the table and be collaborative or collegiate. But yeah, I can see all 4 of these figures being ones that people are going to be very interested in. Oh, I missed this. Poison Ivy, Uma Thurman, I thought was a good casting at the time, but the script. Yeah, look. Batman and Robin, I rewatched it last year. It's still not a great movie. some amazing actors and some very cool looking characters. Yeah, I think a lot of people want this. Um, to be honest, the mechanical version of Mr. Freeze would be right up their alley. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see. And I mean, I think, JazzInc is big on the accuracy. And I think we saw with the third party figure that came out, it seemed a bit undersized. And we know Arnie's a big dude. And if you're adding like a mechanical suit to him, he should be a big imposing figure. So it will be very interesting to see what they do. So made a great freeze. I love to have a figure of him in the suit. Yeah, I didn't get the So one because I wasn't doing the 89 to 97 line when that went up for PO, and could not find one on release. Could not find one. If I could find one, I would totally get one to have as a sort of fill in the meantime. But I think my chances of finding that are pretty slim to none. Wow, that's a promising Poison Ivy head sculpt. Still needs some development. Yeah, I don't know what stage this is at. So these were just photos that were overlaid while Yost was talking in his video. So I don't know if this is, as I said, previous works that Sean Dabbs has done. Is this what they're currently working on? But all of these images, and I think they said it last time with, I can't remember which figure they showed. And they did say, like, this is a very early production photo. Then I laugh because people are like, oh, it needs work. It's like, guys, he said it's a very early production photo. Like, it's not final. Like, it's okay. Yost is going through Sean's closet of any and all DC sculpts. He made this one years ago. Could use a bit of updating. Well, and this is what I wasn't sure of, Bob. And I'm so glad you're here to say that, because I think we saw that with the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman as well. Like, there was a lot of images that were older works that Sean had done. And I think it probably would have been good to say that, to say, because to just have design and development, but when was this done? Like, we don't know. And that's what I had wondered. Is this something Sean had done years ago, or is this something they're currently working on? Helen, you watched this movie more than once. Sorry to hear. Look, I did. Why did I do it? I think because it had been so long since I'd seen them, and because I was like, I want to do this 89 to 97 line, so I wanted to rewatch them, and I'm glad I did, because to be honest, I feel like on the rewatch, I was like, okay, I don't think Batman Forever was as bad as I thought. I do feel like Jim Carrey is a bit prone to overacting, and I think he maybe overdid it a little bit with the Riddler. But on the rewatch, I could like appreciate the Val Kilmer Batman a lot more. So I came out of it going, okay, Batman Forever, not, and that's why I ended up then getting the Mars Toys Riddler and pre-ordering the Two-Face. So I was like, okay, I like this, and then like in for a penny, in for a pound. So like George is on pre-order, Robin, the other Robin is on pre-order. Like, I'm in, but yeah, as much as I could find some redeeming features about Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, I could not find redeeming features for. So it is what it is. I'd want a Bane to go with Ivy as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to get that Bane. It's very interesting to look at the different takes on Bane. Even Bane in the Harley Quinn animated show is a bit of a different take. Bane would be really cool. Bane would be cool. Well, your chances of finding a Bane were also pretty slim, but you managed anyway. I did, because it's called stalking the pop culture website when you know the shipment has arrived. But third-party figures are like not, like there's no real shops that sell them. Like, I feel like the only shop in Australia that I can think of is Sugo Toys. They didn't have stock. I tried to go through William Wang, and by the time he replied, they were sold out. And I had hoped maybe So would have done another run, because I feel like you see that quite often with third parties if something goes gangbusters, and I feel like Mars Toys does this a lot where they do a second run, but So has not. So we'll see. And even when I was in Hong Kong, like the two things I was on the lookout for in Hong Kong were Mr. Ice, I think that's what they called it, and Bane, and I couldn't find either. And I'll be honest, the I was surprised by the lack of so-so toy figures in general in Hong Kong shops. Like, with the exception of Toys Beat, which I'm pretty sure is TNS, most other shops did not have so-so toys figures. And I'd so love to know why. Like, was it they were sold out? The brand's not that big there? I don't really know. But I was really surprised that I just could not find much of any so-so toys figures in the different malls. Sent it to you, Helen, November 2022. Oh, is that when this photo is from? Are you serious? Let me just check. One moment, please, everyone. Oh, wow. So, yeah, this head sculpt is from Sean Dabbs' Instagram. Can I... Is it gonna work? Hang on. So this is the head sculpt. And we can see here, November 17, 2022. So yeah, this is some old work of Sean Dabbs's that's being shown in the JazzInc video. So, suspicions confirmed. Thank you, Bobby. The nicest guy in collecting and a private eye. Absolutely love it. The movies were supposed to be campy. They succeeded in that. Yeah, they did. I just, I love dark and gritty DC. I feel like those Burton movies just had a better balance of it. So it is what it is now. Campy I can kind of handle, but not horrible. Yeah. Even, I probably shouldn't say this because it's an Australian, but even like Nicole Kidman as Chase Meridian was just a little bit cringe to me. I will not accept Jim Carrey Riddler slander. Well, I'm bound to upset someone in most of my streams. It's just who I am. So sorry, not sorry. It's just me. Yeah, I love Jim Carrey Riddler. Yeah, Jim Carrey's just a bit much for me sometimes. I don't know. I feel like he just overacts in moments and it's not for me. Yeah, I hope it's just a template that they'd update the Ivy sculpt. I'm pretty sure they would. I think they definitely did that with Catwoman. I think they just want to kind of show what's possible. But yeah, definitely going into the Sean Dabbs archives for the sake of the video. And as I say, like, I feel like maybe just say that. Maybe just say that in the video. Say it's, you know, here's one Sean's done earlier from a couple years ago and we're using this as a base and we'll improve on it. So that's the head sculpt again. I don't think Kilmer got the campy memo. Look, I'm glad he didn't, to be honest. I'm glad he didn't. Jim Carrey Riddler is awesome. I must admit he's pretty polarizing. Yeah, I think he is. I think I am the kind of person as well that certain actors or types of comedy, and I'll even, because let me just offend everyone on Valentine's Day. Let me share the love. Even something like Austin Powers, I have to be in the right mood for. Because if I'm not in the right mood for it, I'm just going to sit there just going, this is an absolute pile of you know what. So I think, yeah, Jim Carrey is someone I need to be in the right mood for. But yeah, I do feel like he totally overdid it in parts as the Riddler. To be fair, I give Val Kilmer Batman film a shot, but it was such a jarring shift from the Keaton movies that I never watched the others aside from the trailers. Yeah, it was a big change, and this is the thing. I feel like now I've sort of become a bit more aware of little things about how Keaton was meant to be in the third movie, but then there was the change in direction and he pulled out. So it just feels like it wasn't a great set of circumstances, to be honest. And it's such a shame because I think those first two movies, like I feel like I rewatch them every year and I still enjoy them and I still feel like they hold up. And it was just such a downhill trajectory for a franchise that started so well, which is a shame. Um, don't touch Austin Powers. Look, I told you, cousin. I'm just just gonna upset everyone tonight. Really. Your opinion doesn't offend me. You're entitled to your own opinions. Thank you, Valkyrie, because I feel the same way. Like I feel like this is the other thing I say all the time. Like I like things people don't like. People like things I don't like. I'm never gonna try to convince people to like things I don't like or not like things I don't like. Like what you like. I'll like or not like what I don't like. It's the way it is. So then we just saw this picture of I'm guessing it's like a 3D rendering of the body and the start of the outfit. So yeah, again, I don't know if this is something new, if this is something older from Sean's archive, which we now know is November 2022. But yeah, I'm interested in this. I'm interested to see how it develops because I don't know how this is all going to go down. We all like Tim Tams. Well, I hope we all like Tim Tams because Tim Tams are delicious. They are Australia's gift to the world, as I like. I can't keep Tim Tams in my house though because I have no self-restraint. I will say Chris O'Donnell always inspires me to do the laundry. But you do the laundry with ninja moves or just in general? Oh, Big Rig. Hi, Helen. Made it to one of the best streams in the mornings for me. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Feeling the love from you this Valentine's Day. Hope you're doing well. I'm assuming you're laughing at my comment about ninja moves in the laundry, which is what I hope you're doing. I will trade you for Tim Tams for Street Waffles. Well, let's make sure that my first parcel that I sent to you gets there. So long story short for everyone, I sent cousin Anthony a parcel at the end of November that I hoped would have gotten to him in time for Christmas. And Australia Post lost it in their own facility. So it never left their possession. And so I lodged a case because I'm like, where is this parcel? And they did an investigation and they went, we can't find it. It's lost. We're going to refund you for it. But I'm stubborn and Greek. And I went, no. It never left your facility. Can you look again? And I got very lucky that when I called, I actually spoke to a gentleman and his name was Neil. He was a freaking legend. He said, look, totally get your point. It hasn't left our possession. I'm going to ask them to look again. And he told me about their lost and found and everything. So I was like, right, I'm on a mission. I want to find this parcel and get it to Anthony. So they did another investigation. And the guy literally called me and was like, different guy, not Neil. Neil was a legend. And he was like, we can't find it. Take your refund and stop asking us to look for it. Basically, he was just so like trying to put me off pursuing this. And I went, okay. And so in my mind, I was thinking, I'm just going to keep calling their lost and found till they tell me to stop calling their lost and found. So this happened on a Tuesday. And then on a Friday, I get a text message going, your parcel has landed in the Netherlands. And I was like, say what now? But it's sat in Netherlands customs since like the 31st of January. So this parcel has been in transit for 2.5 months. And I worry if I send Anthony Tim Tams in the Australian heat. So as soon as you get that first parcel, I will totally trade you for Stroop Waffle because Stroop Waffle are freaking delicious. So everyone pray that my parcel to cousin Anthony finally gets there because this has been a saga and a mission, and that story time with Helen. I like Tim Tams too. Whispers to the chat, what are Tim Tams? Tim Tams are a very delicious chocolate biscuit. They're a very delicious chocolate biscuit. But I think you can get some varieties at Targets in the US. I think you can get the original and the caramel. I know that's where Costa at Pop Culture Living Room got some. Deluxe chocolate with caramel or dark with mint. All delicious. Yeah, I need to do the ninja laundry mission to my my country's customs. Seems to be stuck there for 2 weeks now. I need a Neil. Yeah, I know. I don't know how long customs normally takes in the Netherlands to know if that's a problem or not. But I just couldn't believe that they were like, stop bringing us. It's lost. We're not looking anymore. And then 3 days later, it was suddenly in the Netherlands. I'd love to know how and why. I'll never get the answers, but I'm like, was it just my parcel? Was it a bunch of parcels? How many people did you refund? And now their parcels are going to actually be delivered. I don't know. And if I ring them, they're going to be like, we told you to stop calling us. Oh, okay, sorry. I looked up Tim Tams. Now I want some Tim Tams on Amazon. 6-pack for 56 US. Wow, that's a lot of money. Big Rib, see if Target near you has them. Because I know Costa got some from Target. And if you find Tim Tams, you need to do a Tim Tam slam where you bite the opposite ends of the Tim Tam and you drink either coffee or like a hot tea through the Tim Tam. And it's the best thing ever. I did a Tim Tam slam on a stream with Costa on Points of Articulation once. And the caramel ones are really good for a Tim Tam slam. You're so sweet for a stalking Australia post. Look, I just stalk everyone at this stage. My God. Pop culture website, Australia Post employees. No, I'm just very stubborn and Greek. But that was my whole thing. I was like, if the parcel has not left your possession, like it's in your facility. How is it lost? Find it. It was like a decent sized box. How do you lose a decent sized box? It's just ridiculous. I want Tim Tams now. Yeah, me too. I love Tim Tams. Tim Tams YouTube product placement stream seems like the way to go, cousin. Oh God, maybe. Do you think I can get sponsored? That would be cool. Slam it is. Yeah, Tim Tam Slam is delicious. This stream is sponsored by Tim Tams. I wish. Or Mint Slice. Mint Slice, also delicious. I have to wonder if Tim Tams here in the US are as good as the ones in Australia. Did you happen to try any while you were here? I don't think I saw them while I was there. And I was too busy eating things like, is it called Chex Mix? Oh, I get so obsessed with it when I'm there. So I'm not sure because the packet Costa had looked different to the Australian packet. But then I feel like someone had a packet and it looked similar to ours. But I noticed in America, they put cookie and not biscuit. So I don't know if it's just different packaging or if they're actually made in the US. But let me just, again, I'm offending everyone tonight. Chocolate in the US, not that great. So if you find it, I hope it's Australian chocolate. Because American chocolate's not great. Chex Mix, yeah, that's good too. Yeah, me and CVS and the Chex Mix, I OD'd on that stuff, like seriously. I have so much of it and then I don't let myself buy any to bring home because that would just be a very dangerous thing. Wow, we've gone everywhere. This is Snack Talk with Helen. What else do you want to know about food in Australia? How can I help everyone? What questions can I answer? UK chocolate is the best. Okay, settle down, Mitchell. Settle down, mate. So what else? So to round out Figure Chat, and this is all credit to Jurgen Schultz, who does really great updates in Facebook groups. And he did a post, and I grabbed this because I didn't think we'd have anything to talk about. But then third-party news came to the rescue tonight. So he did a bit of a recap around figures and what is sort of due out at the moment, but also what is overdue. If I have to believe Cousin Joao, everything tastes better in Australia because on top of having the Tim Tams, you're also glad not to be eaten by dangerous spiders. Yeah, it's funny. It used to crack me up how petrified Joao was of the wildlife here. wildlife like little Shuri who's just walked in. Hey Shuri. Um, and it's funny because I always want to say to people, it's fine. Like a lot of the spiders you see, like their legs are physically so big they can't bite you. But I don't know that that's reassuring to some people because I know, like summertime, I'm often looking in my garden to check for spiders. Particularly because I don't want Shuri to get bitten by something like a redback. Like that might kill me, let alone a cat. Um, and most of the times it's like the daddy long leg spiders, and literally their legs are so big and their teeth are so small that they can't bite you. They're harmless. But I feel like that probably doesn't help people to hear. So, um, yeah, maybe it is just the relief of surviving another day that everything tastes great in Australia. Helen, you're absolutely right. Chocolate here in the US isn't great, especially since I've had the chocolate in Italy so good. Yeah, European chocolate is delicious. I remember on one trip to the US, I really wanted chocolate and I bought a Snickers bar because I was like, oh, it's a Snickers. How bad can it be? Like, it was not good, guys. It was so bad. I had such remorse for that one Snickers bar. I was just like, oh, this is terrible. And I think on my last trip, I think the only thing I had was caramel cold brew M&Ms, and I have to admit they were flippin' amazing. Bobby Dillon, what are you doing? Bobby gifted 20 channel memberships. I think Bob has like gifted like 80 channel memberships, which is insane, Bob. Oh my goodness. You're very kind and very crazy, and I appreciate you, so thank you. I have major arachnophobia, so Australia's probably no go for me. Look, probably not in summer, Mike. Like in summer, I'll be honest, they're out there in the what we call the cooler months. Not so much, but it's fine. Gardening in Australia must be a nightmare. It depends where you live. Spiders don't really faze me, so I'm okay. They sell Tim Tams at Target here in Utah. I've bought them many times for my father, who is from New Zealand. Oh, that's so cool. And welcome, Mark Palmer. I don't think I've seen you in the chat. And you have a picture of Oreos as your display photo. I do love, I think they call it Cool Mint Oreos. They're one of my favorites. I do enjoy the Cool Mint Oreos. I think they're delicious. It's the earwigs that I hated. I don't know what that's about. If you turn green, go out and buy some Tim Tams this weekend. Yeah, that's good life advice. Lumi got one this time, yay! And Lumi was saying she couldn't get gifts because she was a brand account. So, oh, Bob. Oh, and Lumi's not here today. I hope she sees that. Well done, Lumi. Congrats. And Bobby, thank you once again. You're way too kind. The movie canon, thank you, Bob, gifted membership. Oh, hell no, the spiders in Australia are the size of tanks. Every animal in Australia is trying to kill you. Shuri's not trying to kill anyone. It's fine, guys. It's fine. I love this reputation that we have. And then I remember at one stage there was this video that went viral that was trying to claim that Australia's not a real country and everybody who claims they're Australian is just like a paid actor, which I just thought was flippin' hilarious. Howdy Ramstein fan. How are you? Happy Friday. There goes Bob spreading the love on Valentine's Day. Bob is spreading the love every day. He's just the nicest guy in collecting. Howdy folks. Howdy Clinton. How you doing? Happy Friday. I don't know, Helen. I've seen videos of giant spiders on the wall carrying a mouse. Look. Not in suburbia, like in the outback. I'm sure all kinds of crazy stuff happens in the outbacks. Like in the city area, not so much. I believe the video was taken in Australia too. Yeah, it probably was. Some crazy stuff happens here. Are Tim Tams the same as penguins in the UK? I believe they are similar. I have not had a penguin, but I've had them described to me. I just don't know if penguins have all the variations like Tim Tams, because now Tim Tams have a lot of different flavors. So you've got dark chocolate, white chocolate, caramel, peppermint. I think there was like a chocolate brownie one. Every year they tend to have different special flavors, but the range of always available ones has expanded, because when I was a kid, as they say, it was just the choc hazelnut, the original, but now, so the dark, the white, the caramel, and the double coat seem to be ones that they always have, and then you'll have other flavors that are seasonal that come out for just a little bit. Penguins are a UK classic. That's what I have heard. God, snack chat with Helen. It's exciting. So, Hot Toys figures and what we're expecting. So, won't cover this in great detail because we've got a duck boat race to do, everyone. I'm sure everyone's excited about that. So, I thought it was really interesting to get this sort of screenshot of what we can anticipate is coming up. So, we've got things, a few artisan figures. We've got Wanda. We've got the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. The Anakin is still not come out. A few Star Wars figures, a few DC figures. And then if we look at the sort of list breakdown from Jurgen that he's left in the Facebook group, we can kind of see what is a bit delayed past what was slated as its release date. So things that are overdue are things like the Hono Studios Magneto that was meant to come out in Q4. As I mentioned, the Artisan Anakin that was at Q3/Q4 2024. We still don't have that. We've still got quite a few figures that are within range. So the Scarlet Witch, which is a figure I'm really eagerly anticipating. We've got a few Spider-Man things there, a few Spider-Man Star Wars things, as is pretty typical. Most of them are still within the range, which is fine. But then we come to this page and we've got a few more figures that are past their slated release date. So things like the Ezra Miller Flash, which is interesting because the rest of that line has been released, but we still haven't seen that Flash figure. We've got the 2 Indiana Jones SKUs. We've got the Luffy figure and Zorro. I don't know how to say that first word. And then all these other things are within the release period. So we've got things like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which I think people are really keen to compare to the in-art. And the Black Manta. Does anybody want that? I don't know. I still find it so interesting that they're making Black Manta and not an Aquaman from that second movie. Because I think, when we talk about artisan and what would you like to see, I think people wouldn't mind seeing an artisan Aquaman, Jason Momoa with his beautiful flowing hair, getting that special wool implantation, spectacular hair, whatever they call it. I think people would still go for that. And I think particularly if they took the the road, for lack of a better word, of doing it as just an artisan release, because unfortunately not every artisan release has gotten a standard release. I have to believe there's at least 3,000 people out there that would buy an artisan Jason Momoa Aquaman. I 100% believe you could sell that figure. So let me know on this list. I'll go back to the picture. What have you got on PO? What are you waiting for? What are you excited for? Wanda, the sculpted version, is the only thing I have on PO. I'm eagerly awaiting for her for my A-Force display so I can swap out the Age of Ultron Wanda. And I'm semi-interested in that Flash figure, not because I like Ezra Miller, but because I've got a spare Grant Gustin head sculpt, and could I put that on, or maybe a Stephen Amell head sculpt, because I want to do an Elseworlds display. And I do have a version of the So-So Toys Green Vigilante that has a Grant Gustin head sculpt on it. So I need a Flash figure to put the Stephen Amell head sculpt on. So I'm kind of interested in that if I can get it at the right price, because I feel like the proportions of the Ezra figure might work a bit better for Stephen, because he is a bit more of a built dude than Grant Gustin is. So maybe. Oh yeah, we were talking about Hot Toys. I know, right? We're talking about the Australian postal system. We're talking about snacks. I'm offending fans of comedy. It's all happening tonight, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Han Solo, Return of the Jedi, I'm most looking forward to in this photo. Okay, that's cool. Man, I'm worried my Scarlet Witch and my Ahsoka the White are going to get billed at the same time. Oh, that's never fun. That's never fun. Oh, and I'm still waiting for my John Wick from Sideshow lol, so I have no idea what's happening with that. That's a bit of a bummer. I'd totally be in for an artisan Aquaman. I have to think that I have to think you would easily find 3,000 people that would get an artisan Aquaman. I think particularly if you did him in that more classic green and gold suit. Beautiful rooted hair, nice Jason Momoa likeness. I have to think that would sell. I can't think that is a figure that you wouldn't find 3,000 people wanting to buy that. It's very interesting times. So, I'm going to take a quick water break, and then I think we're going to do our duck race. And I'm going to give away this set of Hot Toys pins, and I'm genuinely excited to see who wins them, because between all the channel memberships and the entries, there's quite a few entries and quite a few regulars that I know. So I'd love to see one of the regulars win it. Maybe we'll get an artisan Momoa's Lobo. Maybe. We'll see. But I just think people loved him as Aquaman. So, I mean, as I said, I have to think they could sell 3,000 artisan Jason Momoa, surely. 2 ticks. All right. So, give me 2 seconds to set this up, and I'm totally prepared because I've got my list of names, and I found the website that does the duck boat races. So the question is, how long do we want the race to be? Do we want a minute? Do we want 2 minutes? And the good thing is, we're only going to do this once, because I know once on Collectors Unite, we were all very traumatized by having to do what felt like half an hour of duck races to give away a prize. And I think we're all traumatized from that. So another reason why I just went, you know what? You don't have to be in the chat to win the prize. I want to give everyone a chance to win. So we've got 78 entries. I've got my names in, so let me just share the screen. However long it would take to get to a 3-hour stream. Look, we're going to be 2 hours today. I'm a changed woman, guys. We cannot 3-hour stream every week because Helen is old and needs some sleep. So let me share my screen. All right. Can only members play? No, Mitchell, I had announced this competition on my YouTube channel a couple of weeks ago. So I did a competition for to win the set of Hot Toys pins, and I'd also done a few reminders on Instagram. So basically what you had to do was you had to leave a comment on my Stealthy Elena kit bash video to tell me what your dream kit bash was, and you had to include the phrase win the pin. So 1 entry per person that way, and then anyone who was a channel member got an extra entry into the draw. So everyone who left a comment within the time frame and everyone who's a channel member is now in this list. So I think the competition was open for around 2 weeks. 2 hours and 59 minutes. Goodness, I'm like, are your work days that boring, or am I that entertaining? Like, I don't know how to take the desire for 3-hour streams. Sub 2-hour stream again, often is going to be so disappointed. I know often wants me to stream for like 3 days and you and John to kind of follow suit. So, yes, you're still waiting for John Wick. I got mine from such a weeks ago. Yeah, and I paid mine off early. Like, I paid mine off in early January because I heard people say, oh, he's shipping. So I was like, oh, let me go in and pay early in the hope that I was going to get mine. But I paid him off more than a month ago. And when I asked about, hey, like, can you tell me when it might be shipping? They were like, yeah, between now and March. And I was like, oh, thank you for that super specific answer. late to the party. Yes, sorry, mate. As I say, I did a video, I did a YouTube post, I did some Instagram reminders, so I feel like I put it out there, so I'm sorry. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, and good luck, Helen's technology. I hope this is going to work. So, I'm going to do a 1 minute duck boat race because I feel like that's not too quick and not too long. Oh, maybe 1:30. Okay, well, I'm a woman of the people. 1:30. Oh, God. Do a 1 minute race. Look, I'm going to split the difference. 1 minute and 15 seconds, right? So everyone, good luck. If you're the lucky winner, you've got to contact me within 7 days and give me your postal address. Otherwise, I'll be back here next week doing a redraw. So plenty of time for people to I didn't enter. I was afraid Australia Post would sue you for stalking if you had to send another package to me. Well, if you ever get your package, there's Hot Toys goodies in there. Good luck, everyone. Yes, absolutely. All right. Let's get this show on the road. I hope this works for everyone. Do I know what I'm doing? Absolutely not. So, I've got my list. I've put my time. Is it set that I need to press? Let's hope this works, everyone. I absolutely don't know what I'm doing. Hey, all right. Let's go racing. Alrighty. I hope you guys can see this. Goodness, so we've got 78 ducks in the race. And it always makes me chuckle, some of these outfits that these ducks wear. Alright, so Ms. Batwoman. She's up to an early lead. But as we know, there's always someone that comes from the back and steals the late victory. Malgus for Emperor. Why someone with that name following my channel? I've got nothing for Star Wars fans. Wow, it's a pretty close race so far. So we got 30 seconds to go. Oh, goodness. It's getting a bit slow on the old duck boat race website. It's a bit laggy for me. I hope you guys can see this okay. Hope you guys can see it. Okay, we're down. Oh, goodness. Andre's coming in like a wrecking ball. My goodness. Toy Collector. Toy Collector had a bit of a lead, but now what's happening? What's happening? Who's going to get it? Who's going to win the pin? Is it someone I know? Empty Proxy. Okay. I do not know who Empty Proxy is. I'm writing this down. So Empty Proxy. I don't know if you're alive in the chat. I don't know if you're the kind of person who watches the replay. But please contact me to let me know your details. I'm just going to stop sharing this duck boat thing. Can we remove you? Amazing. Now it's just me. Hello. So Empty Proxy, you can contact me a couple of ways. So I'm on Instagram, 6galshiro. I've got a Facebook profile, which is Helen-6galshiro, or email 6galshiro@gmail.com. So please drop me a line in the next 7 days to let me know what your details are. And if I do not hear from you, next Friday, we'll be doing a redraw. So I'm hoping I hear from you. I can't remember. I feel like that was maybe a gifted channel membership. Let me just check my little list. Yeah, I feel like that was a gifted channel membership. So I don't know. Maybe you watch the replays, perhaps. But do let me know. Do let me know. We've got people saying congrats. What is that? A legit contestant rigged? Well, it was on the list of channel members from what I exported from YouTube. Everybody's saying congrats. Is that a real name? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing so. We'll find out. Congrats to the winner. Yeah, I hope they're a real winner. Who the heck is that? Never seen that name. Look, I'll be honest with you. Like, when I looked at who the channel members were that had been gifted from Bob, there was a lot of names I didn't recognize. Like, I haven't seen them in the chat. I haven't seen them in the comments. And my understanding is that you can get gifted a membership even if you're watching the replay. So they must be watching. So I hope that's a real person. I hope it is. We'll find out. Lots of congrats. Make sure that's not a bot. Well, I hope not after all that. But I have to take it on face value. I might just quickly see if I can check on the YouTube. But nothing stood out to me as a bot in the member list, to be honest. Like, most people looked like they were legitimate people. I hope it's a legitimate person. I'll laugh because then the person will be like, of course I'm legitimate. I watch you. Oh, now this list of members has grown because Bob has bought memberships for so many people. And scrolling through the member list is kind of annoying because it wants to keep jumping down the list. It's not an amazing interface that YouTube has, because I feel like I get towards the bottom of the list and then it jumps back up. All right. Oh no, that's not my person. All right. No, they are a real person. Empty Proxy has subscribers and videos. I can see some videos about like iconic studios and stuff. So no, Empty Proxy is like a legit person, guys. So congratulations, Empty Proxy. Please contact me because I would love to send this set of Hot Toys pins to you. And if I don't hear from you in 7 days, as I said, I will redraw and someone else will get the prize. I've seen his name in other streams in the community. Yeah, I hadn't seen that name before, but that's not saying much. That's not saying much because we all know I don't really watch things. But guys, I think I'm going to wrap things up because I've talked about all the things I wanted to talk about. I've given away the pins and it's before midnight. So I feel like that's a Valentine's gift to myself. The fact that I'm wrapping up a stream before midnight, which is not typical. So thanks for coming to hang out on this Friday. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm not sure what's coming up next week, but I'll be back same time. And if we don't have much in the way of announcements, I did actually come up with a bunch of questions that I was going to discuss with you all and get some user interaction when I thought we'd have a Chinese New Year lull, and that totally didn't happen. So regardless, if there's a lot of announcements, not a lot of announcements, I'll still come on and I'll stream for however long I can stream for. Thank you, Bob. See, there's another name I'm not familiar with. RK Maroon. Welcome. How you doing? FYI, the Eagles Parade is happening today in Philly. Oh, that's cool. Oh, because I'm on the bandwagon now. Go Birds. Thanks as always, Helen. We can always fall back on the snack chat. Well, I mean, God, don't get me started. There's so many good Australian snacks. So many. I was gonna talk about Milo, because is Milo just an Australian thing? Like, is Milo, like, I don't think Milo's in the US. People in the UK, do you guys have Milo? This is what I don't know sometimes. I'm like, is stuff just Australian? Is it just, because I feel like Australia and UK has a lot of similar stuff. I don't know. Is Milo a thing? Milo, okay, maybe it's not. I well, hope you are too. I'm great, thank you. Thanks for a great show, Helen. Look forward to this every Friday. Thank you. Appreciate that. I really enjoy coming on and chatting to you guys. Happy Valentine's Day, Helen. Have a great weekend. See you next Friday. Thank you. Oh, Anthony, of course you know. You're an Aussie. Yes, we have Milo in the UK. Awesome. Milo is a it's a drink. So it's a chocolate malty drink that you add to milk. But if you're a real Australian, you know there should be more Milo to milk. No discussion on the new Cassandra Nova figure announced. Looks way better than the first one. Bobby, we discussed that. You were late, my friend. You were late. I talked about Cassandra Nova. I talked about Test Tube Toby. I talked about a few things. You were late. So you can catch that on the replay because I feel like we talked about Cassandra Nova a bit. And I did a comparison of the SW toy sculpt and the ad toy sculpt and the picture of the actress as well. So no, we talked about her. You didn't get notifications, and I don't know how that stuff's works. So I'm sorry because I don't know how they work. And I set up the stream yesterday. Like I always try to set up the stream on a Thursday for me, so I'm hoping that then people get the notification in time to see. Milo, I think it's an iced tea here. Oh no, Milo's very different to iced tea. No, sorry, my bad. It's okay, you can catch the replay and let me know what you think though, because my only concern with SW Toys was having gotten that Danvers figure, and I can't remember if you've got that as well. It had a really funky body, so I don't know how the body's going to be on SW Toys, but there was definitely stuff about that one I liked better than the Ad Toys one. Have a great weekend, everyone. Absolutely have a great weekend, everyone. And if you're doing something for Valentine's Day, I hope that goes well. I hope you're having a great night. Another great stream. Thanks, Helen. You're welcome, Aaron. Thanks for coming along. Guys, 1 hour 50. I'm proud of myself. I'm a changed woman. Have a lovely weekend. And I will see you next Friday, same place. Peace out.